week on Twitter, so he just said, "What's up?" Okay. All right, so that's the shout out for him. You know, this thing about closing practices and stuff. I mean, we've closed practices, and I wish it wasn't this late. I probably would open practice up now. I mean, we have had about 50 high school coaches here, and that's again, guys see people around. They freaking, for some reason, becomes upbeat. They concentrate a little bit more. I mean, this is probably one of our better practices we've had this spring. I mean, I think a lot of it had to do with having people here. We're still not going to open the practices up, okay, because we're going to have a couple of.
We're about to get good news.
But it was a really good practice, a really good upbeat practice. You know, as a head coach, you kind of have mixed emotions about practice because one side will be playing well, and the other side won't, and then the other side will take over, and so it's back and forth. Today it was the same way. Defense caused a couple turnovers, but there was a couple big plays made on offense. So it's all a wash, really. So I was really excited about the practice. The thing that we have to do is I want to have the most competitive scrimmage we've had since we've been here tomorrow. And that's what we told the guys. So it's a big day tomorrow. It's really our last day where we're able to get live work, real live work. The game will cut back and won't do as much. But tomorrow will be one of those deals where we have to make a true evaluation. Our last day that we can make a true evaluation of each kid.
How important just have Martavius Nellens back there, the secondary, to help bring you guys?
It's real important because he's the guy that has the experience. He's a guy that plays the free safety. He plays right now. We're playing him in nickelback also. Martavius is a guy that could play corner. If needed, but right now he's playing the safety, which makes a lot of the calls. He's a high energy guy. Martavius needs to understand that he's a vocal guy. He's a very vocal guy, and he needs to lead them with his voice also. Sometimes the thing coming out of his mouth is not as positive. You can't be that way. You're supposed to expect to be one of the biggest back. But I really like his energy. He's really good football player. Has been for a long time. So he's very important to have back here.
How good is this football team today?
I don't know. I mean, we're not even close to where we need to be. I think we're better than we were. What practice is this? This is 13. We're better than we were in practice 1. It's practice 11.
11, yeah.
11. We're better than we were in practice 1, but we still got a lot of work to do.
What do you tell the fans about how good you guys can be this fall?
Just wait and see. Just wait and see. Don't give up on this football team. We'll battle. We'll battle. We'll fight. We'll scratch. We'll claw. Just don't give up on this football team.
Trevor, you've got so many new faces. Is there a part of you as a coach or for your whole staff that's kind of revitalizing that you get so many new faces you've got to coach up to get to the point that you want to be?
Every year you're going to have new faces. New faces. We got a lot more. We'll have a lot more this year than we had in the past. But we got a lot of new faces that are talented football players too. And that's the thing that's encouraging. And we have a lot of new faces that have to assume. There's not as many new faces. It's got some different faces that will have to assume even more responsibility. Because if you look at last part of the season, there was a lot of new faces that were playing that weren't playing in the beginning of the season. So, but then adding a couple new faces that were redshirted or guys that just transferred from junior college. I mean, those are the guys that we're counting on to add the depth. Some of those new faces will have to assume starting positions like Caffey, who had a huge interception today. He's one of the biggest plays that I've seen made here on defense, and I was excited to see that. The guy has unbelievable talent. Some of the other new faces got a chance to have Malcolm McDuffin. He's a different face.
Right.
He's not a new face. He'll be a different face at the will linebacker than Danny Trevathan, but he's a talented guy that's starting to make plays for us. So we're excited about all those guys.
You keep mentioning Caffey. I mean, has that been a surprise to you guys that a guy can go from running back to cornerback and be playing?
No, initially when we first saw Marcus Caffey, we were recruiting him as a corner. He was one of those guys that you know, and all recruits, you got to find out what they want to play. Marcus Gaffney was a guy that wanted to play running back, wanted to give it a chance, give it a shot. But we all thought he was a corner, and convincing him that, you know, corners nowadays are more high profile than running backs. How do you convince them? Look at the salaries at the next level. Look at the draft. Those guys have been drafted a lot higher than the name running back. So once we were able to convince him that, it was it's definitely a natural position for him. Now we got a 205-pound, 6'1", long corner that everybody's playing with in this league. So we think he'll be a big-time player around here.
Folks, thank you. We got to get to our individuals.